Hey y'all, hey, so I'm back with another video. I've been gone for a minute, but I'm back with the jump off. Anyway, so back with another video. What the fuck are we talking about? There's a few things to talk about. We're gonna get into some of the things. I was mostly just annoyed by almost every topic that's here today. But before we do that, we're gonna do a little quick review on something real fast. So, I've been wanting the Miss Z Christian Louboutin heels since Zendaya. Is it Zendaya or Zendaya? How the hell do you see that girl's name? We're gonna say Zendaya. We're gonna say Zendaya. Zendaya and Law Roach, they collabed with Christian Louboutin to make this heel or whatever. Now, she said it was supposed to be way more comfortable. And the only reason I never got these before is because as pretty as they are, everyone has always said you cannot walk in them. It's impossible. So according to her, this is supposed to be for you to actually like be able to walk in at least somewhat. So I did get them this last week. So this weekend or whatever, it's my anniversary. Made for you and me. But anyway, went out to dinner yesterday, right? So prior to that, I only got them like a day or two before, so I really didn't get to like break them in as much as I really wanted to. But they yesterday was the test of the test of the test of the test, right? So to be quite honest, the walk from the parking lot to the damn restaurant, right? So the parking lot's here, the restaurant's around the corner, but at the next corner. Now, initially, when I first got out, I'm like, okay, this is not too bad. But then I actually hit real life city concrete. And I will say that the streets, these shoes are not made for pumping down these concrete ass streets. I'm gonna tell you that right now. So these are the shoes right here. This is in a 100 millimeter, but the illusion is supposed to give it a 120 millimeter heel. So that's why it looks like it's super big. The heel itself, it's pretty daggone, like, it's pretty thin or whatever, but it wasn't necessarily, again, the heel for me. It's more so the terrain that you're walking on, right? They also have the everlasting red bottom sole. So after like walking and standing in these, they're not that bad actually. I could probably just like get something and wipe them down on both sides and they wouldn't really be that bad. But I'm saying all I have to say is that I did stumble twice. Now, to be fair, the first time it was me getting my bearings, and the second time it was because my foot came out the shoe a little bit. Now, the thing with this shoe, at least for me, is that I've seen a lot of people say it's true to size. For me, it's not. And also, either it's going to be way too small or I'm going to have a gap. So I had to go with the shoe that gave me, it wasn't a crazy gap. It's like a little bitty gap between my heel and the back of the shoe. Otherwise, the freaking size that's down, it didn't fit on my foot at all. So for that standpoint, for me, it wasn't necessarily true to size. Now, when we actually got in the restaurant, now this was a real test. I had to stand in these bitches for honestly almost 25 minutes. And that was a rough 25 minutes. Now, after a while, like, you kind of go, like, a little bit numb to it. So it's not as bad. But towards the end, right before they got us, I was really about to kick these bitches off. But I will say, they're not as bad at first. But again, hopefully you're not standing in these for 25 minutes in one spot and not able to move. Now, once I actually started to walk, now walking on carpet, these is it right here. So if you go into a function where you know you're going to be walking on carpet, then these are perfect. But pumping down an actual street, at least these raggedy ass sidewalks here, maybe if I did this in DC, because the sidewalks in DC are a lot more like smoother, then maybe it will work. Maybe the next time I go to DC, I'll bring these. But other than that, the shoe itself is still a sexy ass shoe. It's cute. I got my outfit off, and that's all that really mattered as far as I was concerned. So I would say that you can get them. They're cute. I like them. I'm keeping them. That's just the end of that. Now, moving on to the pop culture section of it all. So, let's talk about the Oscars real fast. We ain't going to be here really long because, in the words of Issa Rae, I'm rooting for everybody that's black, right? So, Sinners won, I believe, 4 out of 16 categories. They won, was it Best Director? maybe it was, no, best original screenplay. I want to say it won that, either that or one at the BAFTAs. It won best cinematography, I believe, and it won. Michael B. Jordan won best actor in a leading role. Shout out to him. I think he's only like the 7th or 8th black person to ever win, black man to win that award. So shout out to him. And then there was another one that they won. It was mostly them, and then one battle after another won best picture of the year, and it kind of sweeped in some of the other categories as well. And then Weapons won, which I refuse to watch Weapons because it's a horror movie. But the lady who was I think she won for like maybe best supporting actress. She won in Weapons, and then Frankenstein won a bunch of stuff, which I didn't watch that either. But really happy for Michael B. Jordan. You better go from Wallace on the Wire to who you are today. Loved it. I want to say that a movie that y'all never talk about with Michael B. Jordan is Chronicle. Chronicle was such a good fucking movie. Y'all should go back and watch that. I love that movie. I watched it again like last week. So good. But yeah, shout out to them for winning. The black people got their things. Anyway, music for a second. Jack Harlow. Jack Harlow dropped, I don't even know what you would call it. Now, he wants to call it neo soul. No, absolutely fuck not. Jack Harlow, I've never really listened to his music, never cared. He's one of the many people during that little time frame he was coming up that everybody said was going to be the new Drake. It was Jack Harlow's going to be the new Drake. It's Lil Baby's going to be the new Drake. Everybody just at that time was all being pointed at being the new Drake, and it's just like, I didn't get it. It wasn't hitting for me the same way. He's just a white boy with curly hair that raps. And y'all are infatuated when white people rap. Y'all are infatuated with it. So I didn't even like What's Poppin'. I did not like the Glamorous song, because to me, you're literally, like, that Glamorous song to me, you're literally just, the whole like, construction of that song is based off of another hit already. So to me, it's like, I guess it's cute for what it is, but it's mostly a cute song because you're just reinterpolating a hit. So he never really like did much for me. And then the only other song I know by him is Churchill Downs, and I only know that because of Drake's verse. I don't care, like, his verse on that song is fucking terrible. Anyway, y'all love that white boy for whatever reason. The little girlies think he's cute for whatever reason that is. But anyway, he's been going for a little bit. He came back, well, maybe it was like last Friday or whatever, with the new album. And in one of his interviews, I think it was either with like the New York Times or the New York Post or whatever, it was two white men that was interviewing him. But they were pretty much saying to him, like, you know, normally when white artists, you know, they start off in hip hop and then they become bigger, a lot of times they will kind of like shift to something else. Like, you know, that's like not black music, whether it's like Post Malone, who came in doing White Iverson and now he wants nothing to do with rap or hip hop and he's a country artist. Like, you know, white artists come in, they do that all the time. And they're like, you're different because, you know, I mean, I guess outside of Eminem, because Eminem's the only other rapper I can think of that didn't shift super hard. Oh, you seem to lean more into it. And then his response to that was like, yeah, well, I got blacker. And everybody was like, you got blacker? Okay, I think what you meant is that I leaned more into black music. That's fine. But the I got blacker, that line right there, kind of took everybody off. It threw everybody off. And then all of the funny names started to come. I heard somebody say IRS1, and I have not been able to stop laughing since. That's hilarious to me. Uncommon, A Tribe Called Colonization. Like, y'all are really funny. Like, that was a top tier day on the internet. So I did not listen to this album, but I just kind of like skimmed through, and like after the first 3 songs, I was like, you know what? You got it. It sounds like if you go to like a cafe or whatever, and it's just that music playing on in the background. Like, it sounds like a small cafe background music. That's what it's giving. That's what it gives. And I think the name of the album is Monica. I guess he fell in love with some black girl named Monica. Monica must really like R&B or something, because it seems like he just fell in love with a black girl that really liked neo soul, and he thought maybe I should do that because maybe she would like me more. That's what it gave. Wasn't for me. I'm good off of that. Let's go back a few more weeks prior to that, the Bruno Mars album. Now, to be fair, I was a little disappointed in the Bruno Mars album. It wasn't as good as I was hoping that it would be. Now I know it was, what is it called? Like the romantic somebody. But it didn't really like grab me. For real, a lot of it sounded like Silk Sonic throwaways a little bit, like songs that they were gonna do for Silk Sonic but didn't for whatever reason, and that's very like disappointing. I get the criticism when people are like, Bruno is always like playing some type of era, like whether it's like the 90s or the 70s or the 60s, and that's frustrating because when Bruno Mars came out, like his first two, I want to say maybe 3 albums, maybe 2 albums, he wasn't doing that. He was making like Grenade. I catch a grenade for you. Like, that is a regular pop song. He wasn't like really, pulling and trying to be something that he wasn't. But I don't know. The album was okay. Regardless, I'm gonna still go. When he come out here, I'm still going to the tour. I'm gonna still go. I gotta actually get tickets for that. But yeah, so the Bruno Mars album, I'm gonna give it like a 7 out of 10 because to be fair, the one thing you can't say about that man, he be singing down. Like, the vocals is there. The vocals aren't going anywhere. The vocals, you can't critique the vocals. And he was singing down on that album. But outside of that, we're just like, okay. It's been a few weeks. I'm going to go back and I'm going to listen to it again. Then we have Jay-Z. So Jay-Z, the 30th anniversary of Reasonable Doubt is this year, and the 25th anniversary of the Blueprint album is this year. So first, last week it came out that he was going to be headlining the Roots Picnic. I'm never going to the Roots Picnic because I don't do festival style things, and it's right there in Philly, but I don't do festival style things. I don't care that you can buy a VIP package where you sit underneath the tent with air conditioning. I don't care. I don't do festivals. Never have, never will. But he is gonna, after that, he did announce that he is going to do, now, so far, it's a one-night thing at Yankee Stadium, where I think, it seems like the way it's marketed, that maybe one night he's gonna do Reasonable Doubt, and the other night he's gonna do the Blueprint, so I'm not as familiar with Reasonable Doubt, so I'm gonna be looking for a ticket for the Blueprint. To be quite honest, I highly doubt I'm actually able to even get anything, because I've never actually had to fight, like, men for a ticket. Like, maybe gay men for, like, Beyonce tickets, but, like, straight men, I've never had to fight them for, like, concert tickets before. And the way that these, like, 30 and up men right now, the way that they're tweaking for this concert, I do feel like I have, a good chance over them, though, because when do these niggas ever buy tickets? When do they buy tickets? Unless it's for, like, they girl or something, when do they ever actually have to fight for tickets? They don't. So I think they won't even know how to, like, approach it unless they probably act like they wait for their girlfriend to do it for them. So I think I'll have a good chance of getting a ticket, but also everybody in their mama want to go. So I don't know. We shall see. That's mostly the music part of it all. I'm trying to think what I want to do first. Let's do what happened in order. So let's do Dwight Howard. Okay, so Dwight Howard, NBA player, well, I guess former now, because he just announced a week ago. I bet you would, after all of this bullshit, announce that you're now retiring. You haven't played in God knows how long. I thought he'd been retired. I thought Dwight Howard retired like 3, 4, 5 years ago, to be quite honest. But anyway, his wife, or soon-to-be ex-wife, I want to say a week ago, hopped on camera or on Instagram Live and was crying and boo-hooing, saying that her marriage is falling apart and it's because Dwight Howard needs help. She says that CPS came and took their stepdaughter, I think, because they was called to the house so many times. Now, she didn't say why, but she said CPS have been called to their house 3 times within, like, the last, 6 months. Now, mind you, her and Dwight only been married for, I think, maybe a year and a half at this point or whatever. But anyway, she cried about that. And then she said that she recorded and overheard when CPS came back again, Dwight telling their stepson or whatever, I guess, to lie on her about something. And so from there, she's having a whole breakdown in a car. And then she's like, well, the reason that my husband... If that lady said, my husband, one more time, take a shot every single time that lady said, my husband, and my husband, and my husband. I was so tired of it. Girl, we got it. you're married. Every 5 seconds is a little bit too much. It's absolutely ridiculous. But anyway, my husband, and the reason that my husband is so messed up is because, and then she pulls out. Now, the debate is, was this really cocaine that she pulled out? Or was it like some shit that she made up? So she pulls out this 10, I lied to you not. It was like about the height of this, but not as wide or whatever. And she pulls out a bag or whatever. And I'm going to assume, well, she said it was coke or whatever. And it was baby, that was a lot of coke. I know nothing about drugs, but that was a lot of coke or whatever. And so, you know, she pulled it down. She was like, this is what's killing my husband. And everybody, I keep telling everybody that he needs help. But it's because he got the money. It's because he got the money. So, girl, to be quite honest, I really don't care as far as I'm concerned. Because shout out to Royce or whatever. If y'all don't know, Royce Reed is Dwight Howard's, I can't remember if they were actually married or not, but let's just say his ex-wife and the mother of his oldest child, right? And Royce was also on, like, I want to say somewhere within like the first 3 seasons of Basketball Wives or whatever. And even back then, she was telling everybody that, number one, she was telling everybody that Dwight was down low. She been saying that. And number 2, she said that Dwight Howard was a drug addict. And nobody wanted to believe her for whatever reasons. You know, he's Dwight. Nobody's trying to believe that. But Royce has been consistent since 10, 15 years ago of saying that that man is on the down low and he like men, and the fact that he's on drugs. Those are 2 things she's been consistent about, and so far, she 2 for 2. That bitch is absolutely right, okay? So, Royce had came out, whatever, because obviously everybody's tagging her on this video, and she pretty much just was like, not ha ha ha, but pretty much like, bitch, that's what the fuck you get. And when Dwight's current wife was getting with Dwight, or like first got married or whatever, she came for Royce or whatever and was saying that Royce is a liar, Royce is this and Royce is that, and Royce was like, okay, who's a liar now? But who's a liar now? Now, I tried to warn you before you got with this man that it's nothing but chaotic over there, and you didn't want to listen. So it's just like, and honestly, Royce is not even the only woman. There's been a lot of women publicly that we all saw that came before you. We know the whole situation with him and Miss Kitty, quote unquote, and the other man or whatever, gay man that he was trying to hook up with that sued him or whatever. We know about that story. That's in court. Like, now that part is in court records, and that was like 2 years ago. That was 2 years ago. And we heard about that situation, right? So all of the signs was telling you, no, like my daughter loves to sing, Destiny's Child. But you still said, yes. So you want to know what? Unfortunately, sistren, you get what your hand called for. You didn't want to listen or pay attention to the signs. You talking about everybody else was, the money. You was concerned about the money and the clout and the look. And not the fact that this man is a drug addict. A hard drug addict, allegedly. Because if that was really coke in her hand and he really was doing all that coke and you knew that, it doesn't make any sense. And on top of that, you said in your own video that you know prior to this whole situation that just happened with your stepson that he would constantly lie about what the fuck was going on with them children, and that you sat your ass there and you said nothing. You said nothing and you lied for him. Behind children, you lied about the safety of children. But because you find out that, now he's putting your name in it, now it's a problem. Girl, boom. You didn't give a shit about them kids. Don't act like you care now. You only mad because he's trying to put it on you, allegedly. So then after all that happens, literally a week later, guess what? Dwight files for divorce. All that, and you didn't even get your ass up and go file for divorce. You let that nigga do it. Now, from my understanding, last year, maybe 6 months after they got married, somebody is over there eating the fuck out of some food. I know that.
You hear me?
Yeah, I do, fatty. Anyway, 6 months prior to I think 6 months after they got married or whatever, I think they both filed for divorce and then they canceled. It's just like, everybody just go about their day? Okay, now this I really don't want to spend too much time on, specifically because I'm not that deep in... I wouldn't necessarily, I wouldn't necessarily identify myself within the LGBTQ community because I'm not like deeply in it, if that makes sense. Like the B kind of is me, but not all the way, if that makes sense. Anyway, I don't want to delve too deep into this. But the E.J. Johnson of it all, y'all have been making think pieces for the last 2 weeks over this E.J. Johnson situation. And I really, for the most part, I just want us to like stop talking about it like honestly and truly, specifically if you are not like very well read, if you don't, it's okay to like not have understanding, that's perfectly fine. But it seems like a lot of it went over y'all head, and that's just because y'all are engaging with something that y'all really don't have much knowledge about, which that's perfectly fine. So, E.J. Johnson, who is Magic Johnson's son, right? Okay, E.J. Johnson, as y'all know, is gay or whatever, and very like femme presenting as well, right? So, E.J. Johnson was on Carlos King's show, maybe like the week before last, and you know they do whatever interview that they had. Now, there's a clip that went viral. The clip that went viral was E.J. pretty much saying that when he goes into like other gay spaces that you know, people, he's not really like accepted in other gay spaces, and it's not like there's other men that's trying to talk to him in gay spaces. Normally where he would find somebody that's interested in him is more straight spaces. So he said pretty much, like, long story short, he was like, I really only deal with straight men. Now that caused a really big uproar because people were very confused by the wording of, you deal with straight men. Like, how do you deal with straight men if you are a gay man? Now, from my understanding, from what he was saying, and I think, like, I've seen a lot of people kind of, like, confirm this. I think when he meant straight, he doesn't mean straight in the sense of sexuality. He means straight in the sense of presenting. Like, straight presenting men. Not necessarily you're straight, because obviously if they were straight, they wouldn't be messing with him. And some people call that down low, but that's different as well. But anyway, I think what he meant by that is, from my understanding, from all the things that I read, I hear, I listen, or whatever, feminine gay men, as much as they may seem as like the poster child, you know, for gay men, they are actually not even really wanted within their own community. So a lot of other gay men, they do not like feminine presenting gay men. They prefer to be with another gay man that can quote unquote pass as being straight or is more masculine. So a lot of times, even I've seen this personally, if you go to like certain like gay men's profiles, you'll see it says no fats and no femmes, meaning they don't want nobody that's fat and they don't want nobody that's, you know, more of a feminine gay. So I think when EJ was saying, nobody approaches me in the gay settings like that, I think he means that in the sense of, because I'm more feminine presenting, I'm a more flamboyant gay man, a lot of other gay men do not like that, because we can't just walk down the street together and people not think that we just homies, if that makes sense. So when he says that it's more so I deal with straight men, I think he means, in my opinion, I think what he was trying to say is men that present like physically straight, right? Or they're straight presenting, but not only that, they really do mess with other women. Now, some people are going to call that down low. You can call that BOUT. You can call whatever. But it ain't straight is what most people was trying to say to EJ. It's not straight. Straight presenting may come off to the world acting like they're straight, but they are indeed not straight. And I think what he was trying to say is the reason why is because the men that are interested in him, although he's a man, they like the fact that he is feminine presenting. Does that make sense? That might be really confusing to a lot of people. I'm pretty sure it is. But all I have to say is that I don't think he meant the men that I deal with is straight in the sense of they only deal with women, because clearly that's not the case. I think he means just in the way that they present to the world. They do still fuck women, but they deal with him as well. And they deal with him because unlike a lot of other gay men, they like feminine presenting, whether it's a woman or whether it's a man. They like the femininity of it all. While otherwise, a lot of other gay men, they do not like flamboyant gays. That's probably confusing to a lot of people, but that's a fact. Trust me, I've been in it for a long time, deep into this world. They really don't. Feminine gay men get no play in the actual gay community. That's why there's so many down low niggas that they deal with, because a lot of actual gay men, they don't want to deal with that. They want to deal with another gay man that, again, is straight presenting. You could walk down the street with him and it could look like it's your homie and not your nigga. Got it? Got it. Let's move on to the next thing. This is the last thing we talk about before I go. Latto is pregnant. Now, there's been freaking conversations for months and months and months and months on end about whether or not Latto is pregnant. As y'all know, there's always been this thing about is Latto and 21 together because they've never been out publicly. It was only until last year, whoever caught this picture, I hope y'all got all the money in the world, because it's been speculated for years that Latto and 21 Savage have been in a relationship, but never had any pictures of them caught together. It's just been kind of hinted at. Now, last year, finally, somebody caught a picture of them two getting off of a yacht together, and it was like, boom, bitch, we knew. But y'all hit that secret for a long, long, long time, because nobody could actually prove that shit for years. It was just all speculation. So, Latto, yes, or was it maybe like Friday, 2 days ago, whatever, she puts out a video or whatever. It's called Business and Personal, or a song and video called Business and Personal, and you see her pretty much putting together a crib or whatever. She reveals, you know, her belly. She is pregnant. She has an album that's coming out. I believe it's going to be called Big Mama. Big Mama. Big Mama. Yeah, but that's going to come out or whatever. And then it's like the shit storm just kind of started from there. So I'm not as engaged into whatever the hell goes on. I like Latto, right? I've been watching that little girl since she was in a rap game. That's crazy. But allegedly, right? So allegedly, 21 Savage is married. Now, this is not proven. This is just all Twitter and Instagram speculation. But allegedly, now I don't know if y'all remember, but y'all should, but a few years ago, 21 Savage was about to get deported. And that's when we all learned that 21 Savage is actually from Britain. He ain't from Atlanta. Well, he's from Atlanta, but he was born over there in the UK. And then I think when he was maybe 3 or 4, he moved over to the States or whatever, and he grew up in Atlanta from there. So nobody fucking knew that 21 Savage wasn't born in Atlanta, and he was actually born over there in the UK. So there was this whole big case or whatever, because I think he had caught a case, and then they was thinking about deporting him. Now, allegedly, around that time, him and the mother of his child, now him and the mother of his child was not together, but I believe they got like 2 kids together. They got married. Now, what I said on Twitter is the facts. Y'all clearly have never watched the 90 Day Fiancé, and it fucking shows. And it fucking shows that y'all never watched 90 Day Fiancé. All the different versions that they got, regular 90 Day, before the 90 Day, after the 90 days, 90 Day Single Life, 90 Day Fiancé, the other way where the Americans go over there. Y'all have never watched not one episode of all 6 of those. Not once. Okay, got it. So, from my understanding, it was an arrangement where they got married on paper so that he can get his green card. And from my understanding, this is before he even started like messing around with Latto. Okay? Let's go forward now. Now, allegedly, like I said, there is no actual proof of this, but allegedly, those 2 people are still married or whatever. And so in the video, you see Latto put her hand on her stomach, and then you see a man's hand cover her hand or whatever, and it's clear that it's 21 Savage's hand. Now, you don't see him, but you see his hand, and it's clear that it's his hand. And she also has like kind of like a tramp stamp of that little knife that he got in the middle of his head. She got it like on her back, lower back or whatever. But anyway, and then on top of that, within the baby book that she was like filling out in the video, there's a picture of her as a kid, and then there's a picture of him that's right next to her as a kid. So clearly it's 21 Savage's baby. We know that. And from there, y'all have been, to be quite honest, it's not even surprising at this point, because y'all do this with every single woman that comes out and is pregnant. It doesn't matter. And then my thing is like, have your opinions or whatever, but this entitlement to know whether or not somebody is pregnant, it's absolutely ridiculous. Y'all did it with Cardi. Y'all did it with Halle. Y'all did it with Latto. Like, the way that y'all feel the need to absolutely know whether or not somebody is pregnant, like, you niggas really need a fucking life. I saw somebody comment underneath her video or whatever, the pregnancy, being like, well, I would be happy for you, but you hid it, so now I don't give a shit because you lied about it the whole time. Bitch, who the fuck are you, you weirdo? Like, I really want people to understand, y'all are genuinely weirdos. Y'all are true weirdos for feeling like y'all are obligated to know what the fuck is going on with somebody that you do not know's womb, vagina, their situation. It's none of your business. Y'all dragged Halle for months because she wouldn't come out and say that she was pregnant. That's none of y'all fucking business. Like, y'all need to really clasp down on the fact that somebody being pregnant, unless it's your baby, is not your fucking business. And it don't matter if you listen to somebody's music. It don't matter if you support them. It's none of your fucking business. Nobody has to tell you anything. Latto could have kept that shit. She could have been walking around with a full belly, pregnant, and saying this is a prosthetic. She could be lying. It's not your fucking business. Nor do I don't understand the entitlement of feeling like, no, you lied about being pregnant. So the fuck what? Who the fuck is you? You random Twitter user? Who the fuck is you? Using nobody. So I really want to just start there with y'all niggas feel way too entitled about other people's wombs. It's very confusing and it's very like fucking dystopian a little bit. It's weird as fuck. It's not your kid. You don't have to pay for them. Why are y'all so concerned? I don't give a shit that even with Cardi being pregnant by Stephon, to me, the biggest problem with the whole thing with Crystal, with that whole situation, is she was too invested in somebody's womb that was not hers. She spent 45 minutes yelling at the top of her lungs about Cardi being pregnant, which is somebody that she does not know, somebody she's never met, somebody she's not even a fucking fan of. You're way too invested. You're way too invested in other people's wombs. I'm not gonna fucking say it again. I'm so fucking sick of it. Like y'all the one putting up the bill. Like 21 Savage ain't the one that has to take care of this baby, and it's y'all that gotta go to work extra for this baby. It's not your fucking business. So that's that. But it goes from there to now we go back to what we always do when girls get pregnant, whatever. Oh, you got the baby before you got the ring. Oh, use a side piece. Well, they're calling her two things. They're calling her a side piece, and then they're calling her pretty much an unwed baby mama, which she is unwed, and she is the mother of somebody's child. Okay, what the fuck that got to do with y'all? And can I tell you what's really confusing specifically about the situation with the whole wedding ring and stuff? Okay, if according to y'all, he is married, how the fuck can she get a ring? How? You can't be married to two people. That's number one. And number two, if he's already married, right? And he has kids with that lady, right? And he's having another baby with somebody else. What the fuck did that ring do for her? What did it do for her that it's going to do for this bitch? Like, I really need y'all to just... I'll be here all day if I speak about this shit all day. The point of the matter is that this is exactly why people hide their pregnancy, because you niggas is so fucking negative. And it's also so confusing to me because the way that bitches specifically bitches, niggas is gonna do it. It's niggas. But specifically the way you bitches online act, y'all literally act like all of y'all are married. Y'all act like all of y'all are married. Y'all act like none of y'all had a baby. I've seen women that have even said, oh, well, I'm not married and I have a baby and I da-da-da-da and I think da-da-da. Okay, so my thing is it's fine for you to think that, but to have zero empathy for that when you are also a single, unwed mother, to me is the most confusing part. If you're all those things, then where the fuck is the sympathy and the understanding for her? Because your ass got knocked up probably without being married, without being in a relationship, by a fucking one night stand. And I'm pretty sure you didn't appreciate everybody in your family coming down on you and telling you how you ain't shit and telling you how you don't deserve this and how you don't deserve that. So to turn around and do it to the next person is absolutely ridiculous. And this is to me the most important piece. This is the most important piece out of everything. We do not know. All of this is speculation. Him being married, speculation. Them being married, whether they are or they not, that's speculation. Y'all literally have no idea. None of this is proven. None of this. They also showed that his quote-unquote wife, like y'all like to call it, commented congratulations and put a whole bunch of heart emojis underneath Latto's fucking post of her being pregnant. So if he actually is married to that woman, then it's clear that there is some type of arrangement that all three of them are in the know about, and it's nobody else's fucking business. But again, it's all off of fucking speculation, because all of this could be not true. He could not be married to that woman. He could be married to Latto right now, and none of us fucking know it. He could not be married to that woman and not married to Latto, and guess what? That's none of our fucking business. He could be married to that woman for green card purposes and not feeling like getting a divorce and marry Latto. We don't know. It's not our, we don't fucking know, and more importantly, it's not our motherfucking business. How about if you don't agree with whatever the fuck she got going on, you know what you could do? You could say nothing. You could say nothing. But how about we just say, hope you have a safe pregnancy? Because to me, that is the most important part. I don't give a shit if she's with this nigga, if she's not with him, if they're together, if they're not together. I don't give a shit. The most important thing is that she does not fucking die trying to give birth to this damn baby. Because you can absolutely die giving fucking birth to a baby. How about that? How about we hope you have a healthy, safe pregnancy? And then y'all really wonder why people don't want... Y'all wonder why Beyonce don't show you Sir at all. Or any of her kids as far as I'm fucking concerned. It's not y'all business because you niggas start acting really weird. So weird. The minute a woman says she's pregnant, whether she's married, whether she's not, it doesn't matter. Y'all start acting very weird. Get off the internet. Go touch some fucking grass. How about you go get pregnant? How about you go get married? How about you go find somebody for yourself? Versus sitting your ass on the internet and pointing out what the fuck somebody else got going on. If you got kids already, you should be fucking worried about that. If you don't got kids and you want kids, how about you worry about doing that? And if you don't got kids and you don't want kids, you really should shut the fuck up altogether. Specifically people who do not want kids should absolutely shut the fuck up. When it comes to situations like that, shut your mouth because you have no intention of having kids. Meaning you have no intentions of any of the process to fucking get there. So shut your mouth in particular. My God, today. I don't really think I got nothing else. Y'all gave me a fucking headache. Ooh, one more thing before I go. Y'all might not watch this. This is for the people that watch this. Chasing Atlanta, okay? Chasing Atlanta is a web series or whatever that's on YouTube. It's like a reality show. It's been out for a while now. Maybe it's like 10 years. I've watched every single season. Been watching since season 2. And this season now, it's mostly like an LGBTQ cast or whatever. But this is the first season that they had like a straight woman or whatever be on the show. And I just want to say that Nova, you really, really, really are just... Shout out to Tony, because Tony is the only saving grace that like we really got on this show right now. Nova, you're really showing your ass and you're really pushing like a narrative that you really shouldn't want pushed. I'm gonna leave it right there. You really should stop. Like, you should really stop right the fuck there. You act like you're 29, but you act like you're fucking 19 years old. It's clear that you are extremely fucking insecure with any woman. Tony is a trans woman. You clearly got a fucking problem with her. Alfia is a cishet woman. You clearly got a problem with her. But you ain't got a problem with none of the other fucking gay men that's on that show. Sis, you need to go. You in therapy. You really need to have a conversation about why the fuck you so insecure about any other type of femininity that's in your motherfucking proximity. You feel like you the only one when you fucking not. And not only that, you are never gonna be the only one. You need to grow the fuck up. Again, you 29 acting like you fucking 19 years old. It's time to grow the fuck up. You the one dealing with niggas in fucking jail. You the one dealing with niggas that's taking your motherfucking money and completely tossing you to the side. That's your fucking burden to carry. But ain't nobody talking about that. So how about you shut your mouth? And more importantly, how the hell are you going to shade her baby daddy for doing OnlyFans when your ass does OnlyFans? So is it a problem to do OnlyFans or is it not? Is it a problem or is it not? Because it makes no sense to shade her baby daddy for doing OnlyFans, but your ass also does OnlyFans. But you don't want nobody to say nothing about that. So, facts of the matter, when Alfia said, because I've heard a lot of people say, I don't give a fuck how you feel, it's the facts. What Alfia said is facts. Facts of the matter. You are using your trans identity for people to not call you to the fucking carpet. And niggas is fucking sick of it. Tony is even sick of your ass. We're fucking tired of it. We're sick of it. You don't get to go around saying whatever the fuck you want to say. And then the minute that somebody points it back out at you, oh, well, you can't say this about me because I'm trans. Bitch, you can fucking suck a dick as far as I'm concerned. No, we're going to keep it clear across the board around this bitch. Clear. Clear across the board. You do not get to fucking do that. And I also want to make it very clear that at that original fucking party, when they had asked about what BV is, you want to know what Nova said? Nova said, I'm glad that I'm trans, so I'm glad I don't have to deal with that. And then when Alfia came in and said, well, yeah, that's something that the ladies got to deal with, then you want to catch your attitude. Bitch, you the one who came out your motherfucking mouth and said, I'm glad I don't have to deal with that because I'm trans. So why is it a problem when she says that? And even Tony jumped in, like I said, on the Chase It panel, shout out to Scotty and them, and said that because you're the one who said, I'm trans, like, you're the one who actually pointed it out. And then when somebody else wants to point it out, now you want to get a motherfucking attitude. Don't nobody got time for that. There's already enough division between people as it is, and you are stoking the fire and making people on certain sides be like, see, this is exactly what the fuck we talking about. See, this is exactly what the fuck we talking about. Calm your ass down. You need to actually fall underneath Tony, learn under her tutelage, and grow the fuck up. Grow the fuck up. You too old, girl. You about to be 30 years old. Grow the fuck up. And if you don't want nobody to talk about you in a certain way, you ought not do it about nobody the fuck else. Talk about your baby daddy. Bitch, you're on OnlyFans. And you acting like I didn't know my baby daddy was on OnlyFans. Get a life. I'm over it. Have a nice day, everybody.